Stress has a sneaky way of creeping up on us. So today we're going to dive into something I think we all need from time to time, a way to let it go and release stress with expressive abstract art. And hopefully we come away feeling a little lighter. And you don't need fancy tools or hours of free time to do it. Sometimes just 15 to 20 minutes of chaotic abstract painting could do wonders for our mental health. I'm starting out with some mark making to get started and just scribbling on the page with a pen, alcohol markers, and a fine tip applicator. And to be clear, you can do this exercise with whatever medium you choose. I'll mainly be doing this with acrylic paint and some mark making items, but you could do this with collage, you could do this with watercolor, a pencil, and a piece of paper, whatever you want. And I loosely was using prompt number 46 about using splatters in the 50 abstract warm-up paintings prompt download for this particular one, which there's more information about this specific prompt and the download in the description if you're interested in that. But for me, one of the special things about doing an abstract warm-up painting is the freedom it allows me. There's no pressure to make it look perfect. There's no rules to follow and no expectations. You know, even when using a prompt, that's just a guide to get us started painting. And that lack of structure is where I think the magic really happens. When we let ourselves be messy and intuitive and spontaneous, we create space to release whatever emotions we're holding on to, whether it's stress or frustration or just that overwhelming feeling of being stuck. And when we pick up a brush, or even just using our hands and start making big unstructured strokes, it's like we're letting the tension flow out of us and onto the surface. And the act of moving, whether it's splattering paint, scribbling on a page, or smearing colors with a palette knife, that gets our bodies engaged. And that movement alone helps release endorphins, those feel-good chemicals our brains love. So I'm going to start working on some splatters here, and I'll show you the brush after I do them. But these were very unique splatters. I've never made these before. That you can see they're kind of like strands. And here are the brush that I used. This was just a stencil brush with some really stiff bristles. But when I put my thumb on that and started to let go and get that those splatters, I twisted my thumb just a little bit, and it gave me these long striated splatters, which I loved, and I will definitely use those again in some future paintings. But as far as stress goes and releasing that stress, let's not forget about the power of color. So, bright yellows or calming blues or bold purples, they all have an energy to them. And when we surround ourselves with vibrant colors, it's almost like color therapy. It can lift our mood and even shift our mindset, all most of the time without us even realizing it. And neutral and subtle colors like soft grays, beiges, and pastels create a calming effect. Their gentle tones evoke a sense of balance and serenity, kind of helping to soothe the mind and promote relaxation. I love vibrant colors, so that's typically what I go with, and I'll get some more subtle colors and lighter colors and neutral colors within my paintings. But that's me. That's how I like to paint. But if you're someone that likes using those softer or more neutral colors, use that. Do what works for you. There's benefit to all of those. But just think about color. Keep in mind the color when you're painting. And the best part, I think, there's no pressure to get it right. Expressive abstract painting allows us to let go of perfectionism. It can be chaotic, spontaneous, and completely judgment free. And I say chaotic because that's how I paint. But abstracts can be subtle and calming as well. And for those of us who tend to overthink, this kind of activity is so freeing. We're not here to make a masterpiece. We're here to let, to just be loose and to play. This painting that I'm doing right now really isn't even a very good warm-up painting, but it did its job. I played and I threw my emotions down on that page and had a wonderful time doing it. Another thing I love about these short painting sessions is how they pull us into the present moment. When we're focused on how the paint flows, how the colors blend. And when I say flow, you can see I'm using a hairdryer now because I put too much water down with this paint. And I'm trying to push it around a little bit, and I'll do that again. But in the end, I actually liked the result of that and how that worked. But when we're focused on how the paint's moving and flowing, and how the colors blend, or how the brush feels against the surface, we're practicing mindfulness. When I was doing this, I wasn't thinking of anything else but what was happening on the page. We're not worried about the past or the future. We're just here in the moment, creating. And here's the thing, even though it's just 15 to 20 minutes, or however long you choose to do this and express yourself, it creates a ripple effect. Taking that small amount of time to focus on ourselves, to let go of stress, and to be creative can set the tone for the rest of our day. It's like hitting a mental reset button. So that the next time life feels overwhelming, grab some paint, a canvas or a sketchbook, or even just a sheet of paper, and try this. Spend 20 minutes splattering, layering, and letting your intuition guide you. Don't think too hard about it, just let it flow. It's not about the result, it's about the process. And trust me, you'll feel so much lighter afterwards. So this is what I ended up with today. It's messy, it's bold in some areas, and it's exactly what I needed. I'll show you some close-ups and the final piece in better lighting. I hope you give this a try, whether it's to de-stress, recharge, or just have a little fun with expressive abstract art. Let me know in the comments if you've ever used art to unwind, and don't forget to subscribe if you want more tips and demos like this, and feel free to give this a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks for watching and hanging out, and remember to keep on painting.